What is going on, people? Mike back here for Mike's Movie Corner and more. And today I am finally going to show off my movie pickups from Barnes and Noble, and as well as Walmart too. Now, I didn't get much from Walmart. I haven't really gotten much as of lately from Walmart, but I did pick up some stuff from Barnes and Noble as I pretty much took advantage of that Kino Lorber sale that happened a couple weeks ago, and then also too the Criterion sale is currently in progress right now, which I believe that's going into, I believe, don't hold me to it, early December. So without further ado, let's see what I picked up. Did I pick up anything, or is this just gonna be one of those movies where it's like, "Ha, I got you"? I didn't pick up nothing, so nah. But all right, so the first movie that I'm gonna show off, okay, so the first two movies I'm gonna show off, and these are Criterion movies. So the first one I'm gonna show off is Lone Star, and this one stars Chris Pine, Francis McDormand, Chris Christopherson, Joe Morton, Ron Canada, and Elizabeth Pena. This is directed by John Sayles, who also directed a movie, one of my favorite movies, one of his earlier films called The Brother from Another Planet, which that also stars Joe Morton as well, and I think an Oscar-worthy performance. Definitely check that movie out. So Lone Star, this to me, this has that what came out in what was that movie that came out in 1996? This has that Fargo-esque type, feel. I feel like it has that Fargo and like maybe Blood Simple, so to speak. It has that Coen Brothers feel to it. That's what I feel. You know what I'm saying? And this is on 4K. So this is a regular $50, but it's going for $25 and something at Barnes and Noble. It's 50% off. So Criterion, they had, they're really the most expensive boutique label in my honest opinion. But when they put stuff out, they put stuff out. Especially when it comes to 4K and Blu-ray, they basically clean it up and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to watching this movie. The next movie I got, this one stars Griffin Dunn, and this one's After Hours. And this is directed by Martin Scorsese, who did movies like Taxi Driver, The Departed, all types of movies. He did a movie called The King of Comedy. That's with Robert De Niro and Jerry Lewis. That was probably one of his most underrated films, but I have yet to see After Hours, and I had this on Blu-ray, but I had to upgrade it to a 4K. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't really know what this movie's about, basically. All I know is that it's a comedy. Oh, it also stars Linda Florentino in one of her earlier films. Terry Gard, who just passed away recently. Rest in peace to her. Catherine O'Hara and John Hurt, who also passed away too. He passed away a couple years ago, so rest in peace to John Hurt. Yeah, and this also stars Rosanna Arquette as well too. So I can't wait to definitely tap into this and stuff. So yeah, I'm glad I have that in my collection. I heard nothing but good things about it. All right, so this bag right here, I got more stuff from Barnes and Noble, and these are these are Kino Lorbers, and then there's one steelbook that I actually found, which that was also on sale too. So Alright, so the first movie I'm gonna show off. This one stars Tommy Lee Jones and Jeff Bridges. This is Blown Away. Now this is a regular $40, and this was on sale 50% off. So it's basically $20. Basically, I'm not gonna hold you. I think if you go on Kino Lorber, it might be a couple of dollars cheaper. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, if Barnes and Noble has it for 50% off, then it's kind of like, if you don't want to wait, then go to Barnes and Noble. But if you do want to wait, then I suggest to go to Kino Lorber website. Um, I've seen this movie before, and this was actually a good movie. This one came out in 1994, and this has a pretty good cast, including Lloyd Bridges, Forrest Whitaker, and Susie Amos as well too. So I definitely can't wait to tap into this 4K version of this movie. But I remember this movie being pretty good. So for its time. So I mean, you had 1994 was a pretty good year for like action. You had what was it? Wesley Snipes, who gained his action wings. He gained it in a movie called Boiling Point. And then you also had Speed that came out this same year. So, yeah, the early 90s, was great for, action movies and stuff. So, next movie that I'm going to show off. This one stars John Travolta. And this is a movie that I will say this. Not a lot of people know about this film, but it was funny too because I had this on VHS and I thought it was a pretty good, decent movie. You know what I'm saying? And this one is called Chains of Gold. Now, this is like a, crime drama, basically. So John Travolta is, plays a social worker, and he's basically, be friends with Joey Lawrence, who's, involved in, drug. He's involved with drug dealers. So this is basically like he's trying to get him out, and stuff like that. So basically, John Travolta, his character has to infiltrate, just to get Joey Lawrence's character out of the gang and stuff like that. And also, this has Mary Lou Henner, which they both starred in a movie called Perfect, which I'm not gonna hold you. That was the one movie that, to me, in my honest opinion, I think hurt John Travolta's career. To be honest with you, actually, no, I kind of take this back. Staying Alive and Two of a Kind, I think, kind of hurt him. It took like, okay, so his last greatest movie, I think, was Blowout. Before he just went, his career just went down. I mean, because he had a promising career. An actor like him, he had a young, promising career. In a movie called, Saturday Night Fever. He was in Carrie. He was in Grease. You know what I'm saying? Urban Cowboy. That was another movie I think that's very underrated. That and Blowout. And I feel like after Blowout, John Travolta's career tanked easily. Perfect, that didn't help. Look Who's Talking kind of sort of put him back a little bit, but not really. This was, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I don't know if this was in theaters. I could have sworn this was like a TV movie, like a made-for-television movie. This was like a cable movie. I believe, if it was in theaters, then it didn't really do good. You know what I'm saying? And Joey Lawrence, around this time, he was on Blossom, and he just not long ago, a couple years before Blossom, he wrapped up Give Me a Break. So, um, this also stars Bernie Casey and Hector Alonso. And I have to say, despite this is actually a good movie. You know what I mean? This is actually good. I liked it. So, I would recommend it if you're a John Travolta fan like I am. So the next movie that I'm gonna show off, and this is an underrated Johnny Depp movie. And mind you, he just wrapped up 21 Jump Street when this came out. I know he was filming this movie during, you know what I'm saying, and he was between that and Edward Scissorhands. This was directed by John Waters, and this is called Crybaby. And this is on 4K and stuff like that too. Um, so Johnny Depp, he plays like this, uh, you know, um, high school like hood and stuff like that, and he, this is like I feel like this is kind of like a modern day. Well, this mind you, this came out in 1990. It kind of felt like a 90s version of Grease to a degree. You know what I'm saying? It has that Grease, vibe to it, and then all those rock and roll movies from the 70s and stuff like that too. So this movie apparently is 85 to 92 minutes. So, it also has Ricky Lake, Tracy Lords, Iggy Pop, Susan Tyrell, too, in this one. It has an all-star cast, you know what I mean? And I remember watching this movie, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I think I had it on VHS. And it was actually a good, fun, rock and roll movie. You know what I'm saying? And then, here he plays a heartthrob and, stuff like that. And, Johnny Depp, to be honest with you, I mean, coming off a TV show, 21 Jump Street, and then, jumping straight to, starring a movie like Crybaby and Edward Scissorhands, wow, his resume is just, wow, his resume is crazy. So, hopefully, Johnny Depp, hopefully, he can get his career, back on track and stuff. So, alright, so next movie that I got, and this was 30% off actually. And this one, I had mixed feelings about this one. I've seen this movie a while back. Like, I didn't see all of it. I saw like bits and pieces of it. But then it was funny too because I had like somewhat of a VHS copy, and they were my actually recorded movies and stuff. And this was one of the movies. And shout out to Reg Reviews. He said that this was a very good movie. So I'm gonna give it a watch, and it's a 2-disc. It's actually a 2-disc set, and this is from Shout Factory, as a matter of fact. And this one was 30% off, so this was Death Becomes Her. And this stars Meryl Streep, Bruce Willis, and Goldie Hawn. Now, this movie, this was directed by Robert Zemeckis, of all people. You know what I'm saying? And Robert Zemeckis, he's kind of known to... Robert Zemeckis, he's not known to direct bizarro movies. I mean, the closest thing he did to bizarre was the American Werewolf in London, which even that wasn't really bizarre, but that was a very, good movie too. But this seems so bizarre. And you have Meryl Streep and, Goldie Hawn, and then you have Bruce Willis. And also you have Isabella Rossellini from Blue Velvet in this one. So, I'm going to give this a watch because I don't know how I feel about this movie. The only reason why I got it is because it's on 4K. And I want to try and collect as much Bruce Willis movies as I can, you know what I'm saying? Because I know, with his health condition and stuff. I mean, I've already collected it, collected Bruce Willis movies before I knew about his health condition. But, I want to touch on the movies that I have yet to see in its entirety. And this one's is definitely one of them. So, got this for 30% off. And it's just not too bad. This is regular 40. So, this had to been around like 20 some dollars, probably 29, maybe so. What do you think about it? So, kind of sort of regular price if you got it on shoutfactory.com maybe. So, all right, the next movie I'm gonna show off, and this is movie called Running Scared, and this one stars Billy Crystal and Gregory Hines. I could have sworn I have this movie, you know what I'm saying, and this is 50% off too as well. This is directed by Peter Hyams, who directed a movie called Busting, Outland, and Narrow Margin with Gene Hackman. This also includes Stephen Bauer, Joe Pantoliano, Jonathan Gries. For those of you who don't know who Jonathan Gries is, he plays he plays Sean from TV show called Martin. And also you have Dan Hedaya, who is also in Blood Simple as well too. This kind of has that. I don't want to say 48 hours. It kind of has that 48 hours sort of kind of vibe, and that's just like one of those buddy cop movies. You know what I'm saying? And I can't really compare it to 48 hours, but I mean, Billy Crystal, he was good. He was good here, and Gregory Hines was good here. I remember seeing this movie, and this is kind of like gritty, you know what I mean? But it is a comedy too as well. So, all right, the next movie I'm gonna show off, and this is a 4K steelbook. Yeah, this one's called Dragon Slayer, and this one stars Peter McNichol. I don't know anything about this movie. I remember this. I remember having the 4K slipcover, and once I saw the steelbook, and it is like a limited edition, and it is a reprint, and it's like I had to get it. This is on sale for 30% off, so this was like $20-something, which is not bad. And this was like the last steelbook that I saw, so I was like, you know what, I'm definitely gonna get that one. Alright, so these next few movies, and one of them is Criterion, and then two of them is Kino Lorber. Alright, so, and I believe these are the last movies that I'm gonna show off from Barnes and Noble. Alright, so the first movie I'm going to show off is The Last Castle. And this stars Robert Redford, Mark Ruffalo, Delroy Lindo, Clifton Collins Jr., and also this stars James Gandolfini as well. I remember watching this movie, and I watched the cut version, I watched the TV version. I remember how good this was, you know what I'm saying? And then to all my General Hospital fans, Stephen Burton is also in this one, who played Jason Morgan. He's also in this one. I thought he was very exceptional, and this one came out in 2001. This is a very good movie, you know what I'm saying? And this movie kind of has that vibe of like movies like Brew Baker with Robert Redford also was in that one. What else? Escape from Alcatraz, the prison movies and stuff, and Um, I don't want to say locked up with Sylvester Stallone because it's not that. And this is a much better movie than Locked Up. Locked Up, I thought was good, decent. You know what I'm saying? But this one is a much better film. So I highly recommend this movie. I believe this was also um 50%. This was 50% off too as well from the Criterion, not Criterion, but the Kino Lorber sale. So the next movie that I got, and this one is called Prime Cut, and this one stars Lee Marvin, G. Hackman, and Sissy Spacek. This one came out in 1972, and I've heard nothing but pretty good things about this movie. So this is directed by Michael Ritchie as well too. So he also directed Fletch with Chevy Chase, which I think is Chevy. Chevy Chase's best film. Everybody says A National Lampoon's Vacation. You know what I'm saying? And I can't really speak on that because I haven't watched that movie all the way through. So right now, I'm definitely going to say Fletch was Chevy Chase's best film. So, the next one, the last one I'm going to show off from Barnes & Noble. And this one's had already a Blu-ray, you know what I'm saying? And they came out with 4K actually back in September. And this one is Repo Man. And this one stars Emilio Estevez, Harry Dean Stanton. This is directed by Alex Cox. And this movie, I've heard nothing but good things. And the movie, when I saw the trailer, it kind of looks bizarre. It kind of looks like, I don't know. Like, I feel like this would be a good movie. And I love Emilio Estevez and Harry Dean Stanton. You know what I'm saying? I definitely want to give this a watch. And I'm glad that they're getting some 4K treatment. So, yeah. I'm pretty stoked about watching this movie. Alright, so the last two movies that I'm going to show off, and these are from Walmart. So, what did I get from Walmart? Now, before I show you the one movie I say I wasn't going to get or watch, I'm going to show off a movie that I've watched in theaters, and I actually loved it, and I'm glad that this is home with me. This is 1982. This one stars Tyrese Gibson, Ray Liotta in his last film, and Scott Eastwood. Now, this is a good movie, and this is executive producer was Snoop Dogg. He executive produced this. So 1992 is like a crime thriller. So if you guys seen a movie called Waist Deep, think of Waist Deep, but except it takes place in the 90s. It kind of has that sort of like the same premise, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? So, except a couple of different things about it. You know what I'm saying? And so this takes place during the, following the Ronnie King verdict, back in 92. Then, you have Ray Liotta. They're trying to practically do like a heist, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, once they, Ray Liotta and his team, they're doing a heist and stuff, and, Tyrese, he has to, he's practically he's looking for his son practically, and, his son gets captured by, Ray Liotta. So, basically it's like a race against time to get his son back. And yeah, and I've seen movies like this before, you know what I'm saying, but this one, kind of kept me on my toes because I didn't know which direction it was going, you know what I'm saying? So, as far as performances go, Ray Liotta, he gives one final great performance. And And what's funny is that that movie, I believe that was going to be in just a straight to Blu-ray affair, but I think Tyrese himself wanted to push it to theaters because it is Ray Liotta's last movie. So yeah, and it didn't, it didn't do all that great at the box office, but at the same time, I think it was one of the top 10, still one of the, top 10 movies, that did pretty, well, I guess, but at the same time didn't do well. Another movie, Afraid, actually made a lot less than 1992. 1992 made more than Afraid. So, which 1992 is a much better movie. Afraid is one of the worst movies of the year. Yeah, I'm just going to leave it at that. And then the last movie that I'm going to show off, and this one I said I was not going to even bother watching. But I saw the Steelbook. The Steelbook looks sick to a degree. And this one is The Crow. And this one stars Bill Skarsgård, F.K. Twigs, and Danny Houston's also in this one. Now, I've heard nothing but bad things. I've heard this doesn't live up to the hype of the Brandon Lee, which of course is not going to be. But the only reason why I got it is because it looks cool. And I'm going to give this a watch, and I'm going to judge it for myself as well. So, it is a Lionsgate 4K Steelbook, and I do collect Lionsgate 4K Steelbooks. And Lionsgate has been killing it. And I'm telling you, and I can't stress this enough, they've been killing it with the Steelbook game. You know what I'm saying? And to be honest, I would love to get more Lionsgate Steelbooks, and I definitely am. So, for those of you who love Lionsgate Steelbooks as much as I am, much as I do, I should say, yeah, I highly recommend it. Well, I highly recommend getting The Crow because it's a sick looking to me, it's a good looking Steelbook. You know what I'm saying? But as far as the movie goes, I can't really speak on the movie because I have yet to see this movie. So, that is all for my movie pickups and stuff. What did you get from the Criterion sale? What did you get from the Kino Lorber sale? What did you get at Barnes & Noble in general? So, like, comment, share, subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out.